Welcome back, everyone, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BETSPERTS. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christenson, joining you for the final time here in Las Vegas. It's finally time to go home, Andy, to sleep in my own bed, to see my wife, to see my dog, eat my own food, and not be constantly surrounded by the opportunity to gamble. Well, gamble in like public, I guess.
It's just like the fountain down at the Bellagio. It's time to say goodbye. That's the one song they play. My wife was so mad at me when we went to Vegas with her. I went with her, and I'd been like 6 or 7 times in the previous 2-3 years. And she asked about the Bellagio fountain. So I'm like, oh, I've never been there. She's like, how do you never go there? I'm like, yeah, we play cards when we come and watch sports. I'm like, I don't go to tourist stuff. So
they don't have the blackjack table by the fountains, honey. They should.
Yeah. I went, underwhelmed. Like it's a fountain. The songs are nice, I guess, but yeah, I'm not a big tourist guy. I like nature. Give me like Devil's Tower over Bellagio any day. So yeah, anyway, your last day in Vegas. We're still kind of scuffling for sports here. We don't have a ton going on. All-Star game. We had the Derby last night. That was fun. I participate in a pool. And we do, if you follow Drew Whalecapper, he did a random draw. I got like the 6th pick. Me and Will Brinson over from CBS, we're a team. And we almost took Trevor Story, which, again, wouldn't have mattered. It only pays for the finalists. And we ended up with Salvi Perez, who hit 26 home runs. Unfortunately, he was faced up with Pete Alonso, and that guy I was watching that while we were doing Deep Five. That was
impressive.
Yeah. Trey Mancini, great story. That was awesome. Just, I don't know, maybe experience matters in the home run derby. Because Alonso's done it before, and he would those guys, when they get in this groove and all of a sudden it's like out, and there's this rhythm with their pitcher, having a good pitcher. Like when he started crushing them, it's like, well, this is over.
Yeah, he had a good pitcher, and then more than anyone else, and maybe this was experience, it didn't look like he made any adjustments. You could watch guys like Ohtani and Gallo. They started slow, and you could watch them trying stuff. Like they would try golf, and they were kind of like coming over the middle a little bit. And again, maybe it was the pitcher, because again, I mean, Alonso had every ball kind of right where he wanted him to. That guy did a great job. And that was another thing. Some of the pitching coaches weren't as good. But again, he looked just comfortable. He wasn't making any big adjustments. And that sort of seemed to be the deal, because you don't want to be out there trying stuff on the fly, I guess.
And in the chat here, we have the Vegas refund, it looks like, asking, when is the NBA draft show? Yeah, that's going to happen. We're going to have to start bringing up some NBA draft props. I think FanDuel just dropped a bunch, or DraftKings, I'm not sure. We'll dig into those. Alex, that's right up your alley, too. I know you betted a lot of those last year. You're pretty successful.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time last year.
So,
yeah, we had a great time.
In the next couple weeks, we'll definitely touch on some of that for sure. No NBA again tonight. Is it right? Yeah, it's tomorrow. There's like 4 days between 2 days or something awful. Yeah. Giving them 2 days. Okay. I don't understand. It's not a travel. It's not a travel spot. I don't know if they just didn't want to go up against the All-Star game or what. So we'll wait until tomorrow. We'll talk about tomorrow's game tomorrow, I guess.
Respect for the All-Star game, probably. Yeah. Because they do that. It's one of my favorite like trivia things. What 2 days a year are there of the big 4 sports? And it's the day before, usually day before and after the All-Star game, but there'll be an NBA game this year thanks to oddity. But
yeah, and I can see in the chat he says couple weeks. No, over the next couple weeks. We'll do it a few different times. So, and it is nice to not to go up against the All-Star game, because I think people would honestly just watch the basketball game instead. Last game 2, game 1, I don't remember what it was. It was game something of the Hawks series. We had a boosted bet. WynnBET, the sponsors of the show and a lot of our content, have given us another one. This one has some weird, maybe a little bit of weird phrasing, but basically you're betting, will Devin Booker miss a free throw? And we ran some numbers on this. I'm guessing this is similar to last time, $100 limit, but no juice. You can bet big free either way. And we instantly both said, well, Christ, yeah, let's just take will he make every free throw? No. Then we looked, and he has a bunch of games where he doesn't shoot very many free throws. The fewer free throws you shoot, the less likely you are to miss. That would be bad. In fact, he has a game in the playoffs where he shot 0 free throws. I'm not sure how they.
Who knows what even happens then?
I need to email a guy about that. Like, what if he doesn't take any because of the way this phrasing is right now? So maybe advantage to the house on that if he shoots 0 because it says he must make every free throw. I don't know if he doesn't take it. It might just void. I will actually check into that because it's bothering me now.
Yeah.
But over the regular season, 72 games, he missed 5 for, just didn't dress the last one, missed a couple midseason. 24 of those 67, he was perfect from the line. So, I mean, the value's on the no. We're going to bet the no. Do you have a take besides that?
It's still surprising.
It's just the value. Yeah, it's still surprising.
Yeah,
like
no, that's where the value is.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I know he doesn't shoot a lot of free throws, but as you go back and look, there's just a ton of games, like you said, 3 for 3, 4 for 4, stuff like that. So if he had a game in the playoffs already that was 1 for 1, didn't shoot any free throws in game 2, I think, of the series. So it's just wild. But yeah, I think the value is here on the no. So if you have a chance, get over to whatever state you can. Maybe you're lucky enough to live in one of those states, Andy, and get your WynnBET in. I don't know if I'll be able to get to New Jersey in time, but maybe.
I wouldn't say living in New Jersey makes you lucky, but it does give you the opportunity to bet at WynnBET. So, and we will have the at BETSPERTS to follow all that. You can find the links, sign up, and get your risk-free bet. You could bet this and get a Yeti if you want. So, the British Open, held over at Royal St. George's. I kind of have these out of order. I felt like I should have straightened these out, and I didn't. Now it's making me mad. I usually go from lowest odds to biggest odds, but these are all pretty big odds, guys. I'm going to drive to Iowa and bet some top 30s and top 40s on probably, honestly, maybe some small bets on all of these guys. These are just some people that I showed value in my model, the way I ran my numbers. I don't really want to bet a lot of these guys to win it. Like Keegan Bradley at a couple hundred to 1, yeah, maybe some value according to me, but I don't think he actually wins it with this kind of field. So probably just some top 20, top 30, top 40 bets on guys like this. But yeah, Jason Kokrak, again, answer with some of the accuracy off the tee, short guy, short hitter. But if we're going to stay out of this thick-ass rough over there in, London town or wherever the hell, it's in Kent, Sandwich, Kent. Kent County, Kentonshire. I'm not sure exactly how they organize things over there, but yeah, it's in the UK. But yeah, a little more accurate off the tee. Guido's a guy I'm happy to back in Europe here. And then Russell Henley, it's been a while, but Russell Henley plus 450. So yeah, Keegan Bradley, 400, Kokrak 360, Answer 3-1, Migliozzi 450, and Russell Henley plus 450, all for top 20 bets.
I love those prices
so far. And really, like,
big,
yeah,
juicy numbers.
I'm not saying we're going to hit 4 out of 5 last week, because those were easier to hit. Those were like 2-1.
Don't have to.
But man, so yeah, if you hit one of these, that's like Russell Henley, you're actually up money on the other 4 if you place an even stake. So yeah, so I'm going to be looking at all these top 30, top 40 approaching the green tonight. We will play the course, give you all kinds of bets for the Open, and I'll have a blog out tomorrow with everything. It's going to be a big ass card. I'm going to bet quite a bit. I'm pretty excited about a major. So get excited for that. And
I look forward to asking you dumb questions about the hole-in-one prop tomorrow. So be ready for that.
I'm there. I've looked at the par 3s. I'm still not 100% sure what we're doing. But Lausanne, is it raining still? Are we interrupted? I might have been live betting tennis this morning.
Yeah, it's been a messy morning of tennis. Either all these tournaments, the matches are happening right now, or there was some rain. But we do have a couple, and we did touch on these yesterday just briefly. But these two are still open. We've got a total here. Zanevska and Jill Teichmann. This is a match I expect Teichmann to win comfortably. But talked about yesterday the fact that she's been a little bit rusty, been a little bit out of form. I think whatever happens here is going to be a nice, quick 2 sets. So under 20.5 is good. If you wanted to, go down to under 20, if you have that number at like plus money, that would be nice. Going to maybe try to find that a little bit myself, but under 20.5 is available everywhere. I like that number. Also talked about this one yesterday, an underdog here, Mandy Manella. Just a half unit play again at kind of bigger odds here. This is a match where, again, kind of similar to Teichmann, Manella's working her way back into form. I think she's a little more ahead on that curve, but is someone that if it gets back to, even 80% of where she was as a tennis player, should be very competitive and can probably win this match against Varvara Gracheva, who is someone that, to be perfectly honest, folks, continues to get market support. I'm not entirely sure why. So happy to back Manella here at small stakes. If you're doing DFS, she's going to be a fun name to put in there. That should be really cheap, and there's probably not going to be a lot of lineups that have her in there. So that way I'll be doing that a little bit. And again, just that is kind of a money line bet. But that's all I've got for right now.
Yeah, take it easy. It's raining over there. These are bad tournaments. To address the chat, both Qatar and Qatar are acceptable, although there are various interpretations because the original pronunciation is in Arabic and we're trying to do it in English. That was one of the things that blew my mind the most when I was a little kid, was realizing like countries weren't just called the same thing everywhere. Like when I have family in Germany and finding out they called it Deutschland, and then like people in Spain called it Alemania. Like that just it seems like a bad idea. Why not just have the same name for everything? So, all right, last night deep dive, we got into our first preview. Yeah, that's just a little dialogue with myself there, but little into previews last night, and I put a tweet out this morning with something just because I was thinking about this. I'm not saying I like the Panthers. I'm not saying you should like the Panthers. I just kind of wanted to illustrate a point and get some feedback, and there was some good interactions with this too. And I asked let's say you like the Panthers as a prize team, which bet would you rather have? Matt Rule, Coach of the Year, 22-1. Darnold, Comeback Player of the Year, 12-1. To make the playoffs, plus 275, or just the over 7.5 wins, plus 100. And then actually I added an addendum that I also found a exact finish in the division, second. So basically saying Tampa Bay isn't getting any worse. If the Panthers are to succeed, they would be looking at a wild card, make the playoffs, but also maybe a wild card because they finished behind Tampa and nobody else. So you could get them at plus 475 just to be second in their division, to finish second. I'm not sure. I haven't really dug into that yet. I got to look a little more into New Orleans and Atlanta, but I think the point I wanted to illustrate, and something we're going to touch on a lot on the deep dive over the next 7 weeks, is definitely you can like a team. It doesn't mean there's a certain way to bet them. Really think about their path to success. What's going to happen if they're good? Like we talked about it a little last night with both the Eagles and the Giants. We said, here's a price for them to make the playoffs. It was like 250, 275, somewhere like there. So both of them, no chance. That's the bet. If you believe in these teams, you need to bet them to win the division. This isn't a division where there's going to be like 2 12, 11 win teams and one of them doesn't make the play, and you're gonna be, I got to make the playoffs on the Giants because the Eagles were 12-5, something along those lines. Like there's always some context to it. And like we said last night, if you want to bet the Giants, you want to bet the Eagles, take them to win their division. That's the likely look here. I still don't know the answer to the Panthers one. I actually like the finish second better.
I think the answer is to play all of them for a little bit, but I mean, my first reaction was them to make the playoffs because unlike the Giants and the Eagles, I mean, Tampa Bay probably has that division pretty comfortable. Exactly. So you're looking at it, and if they finish second, even if they finish third, again, we got plus 450 to finish second. I mean, they could probably even finish third and still make the playoffs with the extra team and things like that. So I think I probably pick that one, but Matt Rule, Coach of the Year. I love a big number, and that's definitely a big number.
I know I already have a Coach of the Year in that same division, so I'm a little hesitant to add to that position. But yeah, teams the finish second and make the playoffs is probably my look. That sort of thing can happen. I mean, you'll have 3 teams from the same division make it in too. They could finish third and still make the playoffs. Ask the Browns.
Definitely.
These things happen. So yeah, just kind of take a step back and think about all the possible permutations and all the different ways to bet on or against a team. The same thing goes with when you're fading a team. You can bet some no numbers. A really good team is going to have a big plus number to miss the playoffs, or a regular season win total under. So our first coach fired. There's ways to attack this either way. So just kind of take your time. If you're going to put these futures bets in, they're going to sit there for 6 months. Really think about what you want to be looking at 6 months from now, if you're right, and then also the pricing. So that's all I have to say about that. Look for more of those. We'll be doing the football team and the Cowboys tomorrow night on the deep dive at 7 p.m. Central Time,
Woo-woo.
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. How about them boys? Yeah.
Your Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna make this quick because Alex has a plane to catch. Make sure to get your WynnBET account if you haven't already. You can get your free laser etched 30-ounce Rambler tumbler for free. All you have to do is sign up for our sponsor, and we thank them for that. At WynnBET, at BETSPERTS for all the details. Just send your info over to all the information's there. It's Matt at BETSPERTS Group. I think that's his email. You just send your info. He'll get you on the tumbler list. Send a tumbler to your house. And you also get the risk-free bet. $500 risk-free bet. $1,000 in Michigan. Alex, go to the airport. Dan, thanks for producing. WynnBET, thanks for sponsoring BETSPERTS. Thanks for powering us. It says so right in the title. And thanks to the chat for getting a little wild with Qatar this afternoon.